I think we're in when you're in these big transformations, sometimes you're in the middle of it, you don't really appreciate it. But I think when people look back at this time period, they're going to see the legalization of cannabis, the legalization of psilocybin, the open use of other psychedelics, and they're going to see, wow, this is a time where humanity really opened their mind and became more enlightened and started dealing with the mental health stuff, because for me, my advocacy of cannabis is not really about plant. I'm not like putting it around with the pot leaf on a flag, waving it around. It's really about mental health, and that's the term we use, but I use it, I think of it even more simplistically, of just the value of feeling good, you know, and that like, and I think it's been stigmatized, even the word high, right? It's like the opposite of high is low. It's like, come on, and so it's really removing the stigma of feeling good. And I think if people are feeling good, typically you make better choices in life, right? Because you're not trying to make choices to feel better. You feel good and you're thinking, okay, right? We're more creative, okay? And so
Exactly.
that's my advocacy. I'm an advocate for feeling good.
Or what is your take on the NFL finally loosening up?
Oh, it's great. I think, I think of if the NFL had these same kinds of regulations when I was playing, it would allow me to get more out of that time in my life. And so knowing that, part of what I went through is open the doors for players to be able to take care of themselves and not be punished. I think the next step though is, at the end of a game, if we're on the plane ride home, the trainer is walking down the aisle and he has two capsule cases, one of Ambien and the other one of Vicodin. And he's walking down the aisle and saying, do you need any of this? Do you need any of this? And the truth is, for football players, we do need something, right? Because it hurts and you're all revved up and it's hard to calm down and go to sleep. And I'd love to see, cannabis as being one of those things that the trainer is walking down the aisle offering to the players.
How are things going with Highsman?
It's one of those things where for us to mess this up, we'd really have to try, because we're in a time where in this market, as far as having an authentic brand, because of the history of cannabis, you had to have been a criminal or a rebel or something, right? And check, right? But also I think we have a message that people connect to and people respond to. And so as a brand, we go into markets and we say, hey, can we work together? It's like there's no one that said no. We've had so many people say we don't work with anyone, but because it's you, we're willing to have a conversation, right? And so it's really about us capitalizing on the opportunity. We have an authentic message and people are growing some really amazing flower that can really help people feel better. And if we can be the person that makes that connection, I think on the cannabis side, that feels great to us.
You have the meet and greet at Nature's Medicine on Saturday, September 9th. And then you have your Highsman House watch party for the NFL. I hear that you're doing that throughout the season. I'm sure that's going to be awesome for fans. Just tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, it's a culmination of my life experiences, and I was known for a long time and for a negative connection between cannabis and football, and now that people have changed their perspective on cannabis, it's a positive thing, and we can celebrate coming together and enjoying the great game of football and consuming cannabis. And so I just love it, and on a deeper level, I think especially older people, we have all these like bad memories of having to hide and getting in trouble and all these negative connotations around cannabis, and to be able to do things out in the public where it's legal and enjoying it together with other people, I think is just very healing.